Most golfers see the driver as a gamble. Hit it great and you're in business. Miss it and your hole is over. But today at Brampton Golf Club, I'm putting my own game on the line, trusting my driver and mini driver on every tee in pursuit of breaking par. This is the exact strategy I use as a scratch golfer to keep the ball in play. Set up more birdie chances and give myself the best shot at going under par. Let's tee it up. Good morning. Nice early tee time. I tell you what, I don't know what we've done to deserve this weather that we've got during this series. If you could pick a better day than this, good luck. It's unbelievable this morning. So, our first round graduating, the round that you joined us here at Brampton, which was the very first of our graduation series, was off of our green tees. We have kind of our red tees at the very, very front with yellow, green, and then we're up to 6,000 yards now off of the whites. So it's a proper challenge. We're no longer kind of really that far forward anymore, so it should be a lot more difficult to get under par as we hope to. But you know, I still think with the way the game's training, we can do it. Now, let's just get it out the way early on, okay? I've changed the what's in the bag, okay? I've done it. You guys would have expected it. The little 4-wood, 7-wood length is out. The Apex UW's in. Guilty. Okay, hole number 1. Nice gentle one for those of you who haven't seen our vlogs out here before. Pretty good, hang in. I've kind of had moments where I really thought hybrid is the one. And then I've had moments where I really thought fairway wood is the one. And ultimately, right between a fairway wood and a hybrid is a UW. I mean, it is a great club. It's slightly longer than a hybrid, but it has still the same face depth. So if you are out the rough or whatever, it's a great little club. So we'll see. In the what's in the bag, I never said it was set at 14. I said they were a squad, okay? Go back and watch it. I said it was a squad that's in rotation. There's actually one other little surprise in the bag today. That I think will be a real pivotal point or a pivotal part of whether this round goes as we hope. And that's the mini driver is back. 3-wood is out, mini driver's back in. I think that could be really crucial to whether we do it or don't do it today. It's not a course, for those of you who know Brampton, it's not a course that, especially off these tees, is that tough off the tee. You certainly want to advance it 250-ish as often as you can. 1 yard changes this shot entirely. If we're 1 yard that way, this is a nice little crispy one. All right, we've got about 140 with the uphill plane, about 151. Go. Get it. Don't know. I think that's short. Came a little bit heavy out that wet rough. Following on from our last video where really the focus that we were trying to help you guys understand that some of the things from an on-course strategy standpoint, the Tiger 5, okay? So obviously nothing worse than bogey on the card, no bogeys on par 5s, no double chips. For Tiger, it's no bogeys made from inside 150 yards. We modified that for us to 130 yards. Whatever handicap you are, modify that one accordingly with yourself. And obviously, last but not least, no 3 putts. The one that caught us out in our last on-course was obviously the 3 putts. So I'm be mindful of that today to just keep on top of myself, my pace control. A couple of you rightly said in the comments in the last video, they were not easy putts. You know, take it easy on yourself. And you're right, looking back at it, a lot of them were, 60-foot slopey putts. So yeah, the chances of a 3 whacking amongst that are fairly high anyway. So we're going to keep that going, but building on that course strategy in this one. Let's play this about 13 inches outside the right. Always remember in the mornings, or whenever you're playing, but in the morning you get that little bit of morning dew. The greens do not break as much when there's more resistance to the fall of the putt. So this morning the putts are not going to break quite as much. It's shocking that that never moved. I think that's so much to do with the dew on the green. This whole green slopes back to front. That is shocking. But give me a 4 here every day of the week. Over 18 holes, we're adding 27.7 yards. So you can see it here, right? There's a perfect example. That's a great. So there's our back tournament tees, the blacks. Most kind of decent players around here will play blues, and then you've got whites. I mean, it's like 10 yards increments. It's not really that big of an advantage at all. All right, stuck under that one a little bit, but we're okay. So yesterday, I kind of went through the round today thinking, okay, start getting your head around what clubs you might hit off the tees and what yardage that might leave you in. Start kind of planning this thing out. I put that into ChatGPT and asked, can you devise me a practice session to specifically cater to the clubs I'm going to hit during my round tomorrow? So it put together I told it how long I was practicing for, 2 hours, and it put together a 2-hour practice session based on exactly the shots I would need for the round today. And then it also asked, do I want a specific personalised warm-up session for that round with those same clubs? So I said yes, of course. And it said, how long do you want to warm up for? I said about 40 minutes. And it gave me, again, the same sort of thing. The clubs that I was likely to hit today, it put that into a 40-minute warm-up, as well as a bit of stretching, a bit of kind of putting and this and that, and put that all into a personalised plan, which is I think that's so smart. I think people pay a lot of money for stuff like that, you know, to get a personalised warm-up plan. So in many ways, ChatGPT it's a game changer. That was nice. Should leave us about 110 yards. I think one of the things we saw from the last on-course up at TPC, that kind of like sweet spot yardage, about 110, 115. So we'll definitely try to leave as many of those as we possibly can again today, just in that little comfort zone, that little kind of like slightly soft gap wedge, that type of shot would be ideal, which is pretty much exactly, I think, what we might have here. Down, get down. Tricky, little shot. Scared of it. All right, 118. Should be a really nice gap wedge. Try and drive this forward a little bit. Probably hit it, if we can, just past the stick. Go. Just pulled it a little bit left, but we're okay. That's not what we wanted. The shot was right at the stick, like anything there. This was a pretty big miss. Good speed. I just didn't quite trust the line. All right, not quite on fire this morning, but 3 pars is a good start. This is unusual because how many rounds have we played on this?
3.
And we've got off to, where did we play? Brampton? Yeah, Brampton Hoot Heathlands. And we've always got off to a hot start, haven't we? Birdied one of the first 2 at least, and then a couple of times I think we've been 2 under through 3 a couple of times. So this is fine, steady start. Okay, and this is one of those holes for where the white is a decent advantage. It does change it a fair bit. It's on a really good line. It might just have caught the rough on the right-hand side, but it was certainly the right idea. I think one of the challenges with morning rounds is a hole like this where you're right into the sun. Whether it's early or late, I think golfers have a really hard time with that. Pulling out the shot too early and just trying to kind of see where it went. Okay guys, we've got 108 to the stick. Kind of finding funny yardages so far. Right in between. It's like a 105 little skipper. All right, let's see if we can just land this just short. If anything, slightly left of the stick is better. Get up. Came out really, really nice. Should have a nice little maybe 8-footer. That was a much better swing there. Much more in control. Kind of was the plan, wasn't it? We said that, like a 105 skipper. It's kind of done exactly that, but it got a slightly bigger bounce. 1, 2, 3. That's a tricky one. I think if anything, it falls slightly right to left. Yep, just as we thought. Right edge just turns slightly. Well, that is nice to sneak one in one of the, not a harder hole from that tee per se, but generally one of the harder par 4s on the course would be 4 and 5 back to back. So that is really good to sneak a bird on number 4.
Good drive.
That is the drive, wasn't it? It's exactly what I was thinking. It's the mini.
Oh, that was the mini?
That was the mini.
You hit that like 305, I think?
Yeah, the little mini, that's where I think it's going to be so crucial. Even the next graduation at like 64, 6500, if the mini's on song, you don't really need the driver to be flying. What does it say to the flag from there, Cody?
380.
380. Perfect. So I think these last 2 holes, when we played our last round up at TBC and on the Heathlands, I hit a couple of tee shots with the 3-wood. And anything that I missed with the 3-wood, it dropped me back to about 230. A miss with the mini driver goes 250. Although the mini driver, probably from a gapping perspective, is probably actually a hair too close to the driver, there's way more margin for error in the length of it, a little bit more loft. And if I miss it, it still goes a really, really acceptable distance. All right, we've got 139 to the stick. Pin is very much tucked on the left-hand side of the green, so when we're pretty much taking over the bunker that the kind of like exposed part of the bunker that we can see, and if there's any kind of draw or pull to it, then great. But ideally, if we're 15 feet right of the stick, that's on purpose. Be good. Sit. I think it should be okay. Short? I didn't think that would be short. I can't believe that's come up that far short. That was 138 and I hit a really good wedge, and it's not even got close. I actually thought when it was in the air, I thought it was past the flag. To be honest, I played that to try. I thought it was going to come out a little snagged, but it came out so nice. A little bit of right to left on it. Absolutely smashed it. It was too hard. It was a quick little putt, to be fair. All right. Well, those are tough shots, aren't they? Those little collar ones. They really are. I mean, I think that was a decent effort to get it to there. You're always probably more mindful that one you leave a bit short rather than hitting it a bit too far past. But yeah.
Does it feel harder?
I actually think it feels a bit more natural. One of the things about playing the forward tees, the first few rounds that we have, it's like we talked about it maybe in the Brampton video, but certain parts of the golf course you hit into are not supposed to receive a tee shot. Or if they are, then it's supposed to be really difficult because it's narrowed right in. All right, let's reset a little bit. This is one of those holes, Cody. I used to carry a P790, I think it was before even the UDIs existed. It was a 2-iron. And I used to hit it in this hole, and it was literally built for this hole. It's just like a little low driller. That's a tee shot I want right there. Another reason for bringing back the U-dub, it's a little bit shorter in length, so you can stay down on it a little bit more and hit that little squeezy one. That's that back flag again, Cody boy. Okay, 104 I've got, sand wedge, should be enough. Play it just right of the stick. If it draws a little bit, great. It's a really difficult shot. I could crucify myself for that one. You've got ball way below your feet. There's no miss. There's literally right or left, there is no miss. If there's a one you want to avoid, it's left of the flag, because you've got no up and down from there. So it's just a really, really difficult shot. It's sitting on the edge of an old divot. Came out super soft.
I think that was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty much what I was trying to do.
It looks like there's nothing to work with.
No, I
It's
know,
so
I know.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it came out a little bit right and soft. Do you know what I was thinking of standing over it, to be honest? Of the Tiger 5 rules on the last round, we didn't really have any don't double chip opportunities. That felt like the first time I thought of the Tiger rule of make sure you're not chipping the next one. Don't have words for that one. Aye, aye, aye. A weak bogey that is. Knuckle down and get it back, I think. That's all. All right, guys, 157 on this par 3. Flag's right at the front. It's a bit tricky, actually. It's kind of one of the ones that wants to lull you into hitting that number when actually you need to be hitting it. 163 on this one. I need to be flying this one beyond the stick. Turn a wee bit. Yeah, that's ideal. 1 over through 6. Feels silly, to be honest. I mean, if you make bogey, I think we made bogey on 5 from 138 yards, and then made bogey on number 6 there from 104 yards. That's not me. I don't do stuff like that. 2 great tee shots, and as much as I've bemoaned my game off the tee and kind of, you know, wish I was better driver of the golf ball at times, I've put myself in 2 absolute perfect spots on 5 and 6. So I can't complain about that whatsoever. Yeah, I was thinking, to be honest, like from where I left, I thought it was like here. I thought it was just long and just right, which would have been perfect. Okay, 12 paces. 36 feet. So this is one of those, Cody, to be honest, I really don't see much on the line. So I'm in the terms of the break, maybe a little left at the end. I actually would hide the line on this one. I actually don't want to. I'm not that sure, so I'm actually going to hide it slightly. Try and really just dial in the pace. Okay, not really much of a chance from 36 feet. You just try and get that pace and a bit of a sneaky one downhill. Par's a good number.
Are you feeling like you're going to do it today?
I feel pretty good. Yeah, no, I feel decent.
Like there's nothing in the game that's stopping you.
No. I would say I was coming into today, I was much less confident than I was going into the last round, based on how I'd been hitting it in practice and stuff like that. That's one thing I will say. So maybe there's a bit of, you know, not anxiety, but you know, nervous about the outcome based on that. I wasn't really striping it coming into today, but I think so far it's been pretty solid, especially the longer stuff. If I could sum up that tee shot from the last hole, that would be pretty perfect down here. Something about 220 off this tee is generally pretty good, Cody. A little drop kicky, but it's pretty good. Okay, lads, may I say the middle of another fairway? This is good stuff. 142 to the stick. I'm actually going with a little 9-iron after what happened to us over in 5. I'm going to hit a little quiet 9. Probably try and fly it actually about 135 on a lower trajectory. Turn a wee bit. Do you ever get it, and I didn't want to say this before I hit that shot, do you ever get it where you maybe played in a tournament, you have a hole that just kills you, right? This one last time we had a triple, we hit it back there, and all you're thinking of is, I owe you one. This is revenge. All I wanted to do over that second shot there, and I might have wanted it too much, that's why I was like, I thought when I went long, I'm like, damn it, I just want it, it owes me one. Okay. Really nice approach. 1, 2, 3, 9 feet. 3 times 2, 6 minus 1's 5. Let's knock this in. Good pace. Nice stroke. Oh, took a dive. That was a good putt. That moved more than I thought there. We'll not complain about that though. Okay, 492, par 5. Let's get ourselves a good drive here. Garbage. Garbage. Oh, it's a hole you want to hit a good tee shot on. I hate hitting a weak one off this tee. Weaking out the heel and the miss that I hate. So disappointing when you've got these par 5s that you can take advantage of because we're playing obviously slightly shorter course. I think we said it in our last round, you know, if you get a good tee shot away, it turns them into par 4s instantly. Whereas I keep turning them into par 5s. And my man's riding his tractor right where we're trying to hit it.
Oh, is that a window?
I had read a quote last night. Triple bogeys are a bad shot followed by a stupid shot. Well, we've done the bad shot first. Let's not hit a stupid shot. But it is a window, you're right. Are you looking at the high window or the low window?
High window.
Yeah, I never saw the high window at first. I was only looking at the low window. Pretty good.
I was thinking mini driver.
If we had about 240, I would have hit mini driver and tried to chase it up to the front. But that's the stupid shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you hit a branch and then you're going to make bogey at that point. All right, 79 yards. Terrible. Thin. Thin to win. Honestly, any distance past 100, if it's an 80 or a 75 or a 65, those are really, really difficult. And one of the guys, Daniel Diaz, said in the comments last time, like, you're way better from 50 yards than you are from 100. I'm like, not me. He's like, no, he's like, even you know statistically that's the case. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, anytime I've got under 100 yards and it's a little half. I hit one nice approach shot at the Heathlands on hole 2, and I even surprised myself that I hit a nice 59 in that one. 78 feet, really downhill actually. One of the main reasons I wanted to walk that, like, there's the high spot and then everything's really downhill, probably for the last 25 feet. Pace wasn't actually too bad. I did not see it going left like that. I think I was kind of falling for this stuff. I actually thought it was going to come back the other way. Okay, really got to get this one coming in the right door, 4 p.m. Wow. Oh man, terrible third shot though, terrible third shot. So I think what kind of caught me out on the course management side of things there, because as I'm thinking back, I'm like, why did you even leave yourself a silly yardage that you don't like? We had 270 to the stick, and I hit a 7-iron thinking, it'll go about 170 and leave us about 100 yards. That'll be quite nice. And it's ended up going, the 7-irons went 190. So you should still be able to obviously handle these things though.
Some adversity here.
Yep.
Two over.
Yep. 2 over through 9. We're gonna have to play a really, really good back 9 here to find ourselves under par. It's doable. Stay there. Yeah, that's pretty good actually down that left side. It's the fairway kind of, it does get wider at that little bit. It's a good leave. I think we'll be about 150, and again, that wasn't the best. Striking order, it was okay. Slight pull. But I just think that's, again, I'm just not going to hit a 3-wood. I need to hit my best 3-wood probably to get to where that little mini driver is. Such a good little safe club. I actually thought about, for a little while, just because how much I'm enjoying the mini, and I'm still kind of like, not unsure, but I'm still not hitting driver as I want to, just putting the driver away and only having the mini in the bag. You just need to have the discipline, I think, to hit it when it needs to be hit and not when it doesn't need to be hit. We're going to be right on 150 here. It's exactly what we said. The thing just goes 250 for fun. Pin's just at the back. It's a bit of a sucker pin, to be honest. The wind looking at the flags is slightly into us. It's a nice little flighted 9. Yeah, flighted, 700 feet in the air. Go, go. Really struggling with knocking my ball flight down, which is frustrating because I had such good control of it after my lesson with Ryan Hawley. And I actually messaged him the other day just to say, like, I don't know what I'm not doing that you taught me, because it was great that day, but I'm hitting it super high again. I had quad out on the range actually yesterday, and like 8-iron was spinning at 8,400. So I know I'm just delivering too much loft again. That's just another one there. It's went so high. Luckily, I actually struck it quite good. Don't see too much of a break in it. I mean, naturally, you would think it's a right to left at the end, certainly. Just moved a little left. Couldn't really read that one that well. Good 4 though. That's a good par. 10 is not an easy hole. The 2 holes that we triple bogeyed last time we've taken care of really nicely. 20-footer there and a 9-footer for birdie on number 8. So decent bounce back on those. I'm not saying we need a birdie, Cody, but we need a birdie. A 144, if we can hit exactly the same 9-iron that we hit over number 8, we're going to be in good shape. Probably want to land at about 140. Poor contact. All right, we've got to get it up on the left side of the hole. Decent bit uphill. Most of the movement, it's actually going to go, I think, left, then right. It's going to, first part of the putt's going to fall a little this way, then at the hole it's going to go right. Rubbish. I mean, terrible tee shot, not good contact. Wasn't a great first putt, cleared up for 3. You just got to put that down to, a decent par made, move on to the next. Like I find my concentration's not nearly as good as it was earlier in the round. I kind of felt like that every round that we've played. Round the turn, I kind of get a little bit, just my mind tends to wander a little bit. I don't know why that is. I ideally want to hit it about 240. Would be perfect. Okay, let's dial it in. Okay, let's see if we can squeeze one down that left-hand side. I think it should be okay. Almost took out the tractor. That was close. That is close. This was the original one. So there was obviously a Gen 2 version. How old is that? It's got to be 5 years. I don't think to me, the Gen 2 one, it didn't feel as good as the Gen 1. The Gen 1 with that flash face just had something kind of, some little magic in it. Felt kind of hot, easy to control, really nice sole and leading edge profile, so you could kind of like dig it out of kind of rutty lies. It looks like, well, we were very close to going in there, but like it bounced 2 or 3 times, so it was probably just trickling. 124, that little lie. Probably just a nice gap wedge. It's going to probably fly a little bit on us. Keep it a little bit right of the stick. Hope it flies a little bit. Good shot. I think it jumped out of that lie. That gapper's went miles, isn't it? All right, 39 feet. Unfortunately, there's like a ridge that separates the front of the green and the back of the green. I've landed it like one pace on the wrong side of the ridge. If not, it would have probably just stuck at about probably 18 feet, and it's ended up jumping forward. Why do I keep leaving all those mid-length putts short today? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just the morning kind of dew on them or whatever. I'm misreading those longer ones by quite a lot. Maybe a little bit of that one, to be honest, Cody, is that the last bit's downhill, and I've just not given it enough to go over the ridge. Good par anyway.
All right, 2 over?
2 over.
How many par 5s?
2.
You have to take care of those.
Yeah, that's a...
And then hope you grab one other
Grab one other one. That's it. Let's basically play every hole in like par 3, or yeah, par 3 here, and play the 5s as par 4s, just play them as expected 4s, and then try and grab one, yeah, one of the other holes. Sooner the better. I'd love to get one here, knowing that we're going on to a par 5, and get ourselves back to level, knowing that we'll get 4 holes to get one, you know. Okay, 151 to the flag. The wind's a little down off the right, so I'm hitting a little 9-iron in here. Very much the old swing going on today. There's lots of that sort of stuff. Like, I mean, that's a big high hook with a 9-iron. Because I'm not controlling dynamic loft well at all today, I actually need to start thinking about hitting all of those shots with one club more, so I can, you know, obviously flight it down much more easily. It shows you what kind of spin it had when it landed there, and it ends up to the side of it. I mean, the thing's literally going sideways at the end.
I mean, the wind going that way also doesn't help.
Yeah, off the right, and I kind of knew it was off my right shoulder, to be honest. All right, let's get better speed on this one. Let's not leave ourselves 7 feet again. 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 42 feet. It's just a bit stuck in neutral, that's all.
I mean, golf's so frustrating. You're having a great driving day. Like, I'd say you're hitting the ball off the tee very nicely.
Yeah,
when you add it up.
For the most part, yeah.
And then it's like, now all of a sudden irons are weird. Irons are what you've leaned on the whole summer so far.
Totally. It's a good point. I know. It's kind of how I wish I would be driving it. But you see, if we can get a couple of good drives away coming in, take advantage of the next. This is a big hole. This one right here. This is very pivotal to how the rest of the round goes. It's going to be playing. It's not short by any means. It's playing 500, but you know, we can definitely get it up to the green. Wind's kind of out the left, so let's start with a good tee shot. think it just snagged in the left rough. An ideal drive to me at the minute is a flight that looks like I need more loft in the driver. Do you know what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like
a low bullet.
Yeah, just like I'm kind of like compressing it, and you know, it's kind of really flying forward, and it just has that look about it that says, if this dude had a 10 or 10.5 degree driver, not a 9, it would be perfect. All right, guys, we have 240 to the stick. I really want to hit the mini actually more than this right now, but the mini just would be tough to hold the green. Go. Funny, isn't it, how you just kind of fall into, like, I've obviously just fallen right back into whichever bad habit, or all my bad habits that I kind of have, where I kind of get stuck under it and a bit slidey, and it's so frustrating, isn't it? It's a tough game. But if you dropped me there and said, okay, get it up and down, I would be confident at the front of any green. I would be probably 60%. It was really nice. Just came out a little bit hot. I feel like it should slightly go left. Sorry, go from left to right. Come on, big putt. Just went that way. Just a misread, really. I feel like I hit a good putt. Felt like I read it okay and stuff. I was just not banking that, doing that. Green reading is tough, man. Very, very tricky. Ah, that's too bad. Okay, well, we need 3 from the last 4. All right, let's hit a little fade into this one. Start it down the left. I'm frustrated with where my game's at. That's the frustrating bit. It's not the round or whatever, it's just I have a good idea of what I need to do. I'm just quite a bit away from doing it right now. That's the bit I'm frustrated with myself about, like my flight and stuff like that. I've been really working and trying to bring that flight down, working on some stuff that I think is really, really good, and I'm just not executing well at all. I'm right in my old habit. All right, 107, a little downwind with a sand wedge. Probably just have to keep it a bit left. Be the number. We'll get a good look at it, I think. Be brave enough to land it somewhere between the fringe and the stick. That's the only way we were going to get a look at birdie, really. And I think it's okay, as long as it hasn't stopped too soft. How does that not get any kind of forward bounce? I'm literally still in my mind thinking about 12, where we hit that gap wedge from 124 that went 140. I'm thinking, 107, it's about what the sand wedge goes. Like, I have to land this short, basically where the ball is, and then allow it to, release a little bit. Today's been one of those challenging days where it kind of feels like you're not getting the ball falling, or those little breaks that go in your favor. It's felt a bit like that all day today. I feel like it's got to be going left to right at the end. Has to be. That was a tricky one to read, man. A little double breaker. It's on a big slope at the hole, coming this way, but the first part of the putt is going left. So a really, really tricky one to read. All right, we've got to find a birdie from somewhere though, Cody. Got to find one from somewhere, pal. All right, 177. Obviously playing a lot downhill in the beautiful 16th here at Brampton. The slope is saying it's playing 165 and it's downwind. It's probably only playing 160, but I'm going to try to learn my lesson a little bit from any of the swings I've made today where they've been full swings. I've hit that floaty, spinny one. So I'm going to try and hit a little knockdown shot into this. Go a little. We're managing to find some looks at it coming in. That wasn't, again, it was not a good strike, very thin. But I think just taking that little bit extra club bought me a little bit of security. I'm trying hard on a day like today, I'm trying hard not to want it too much and push too much. Because I feel like the days you're not swinging very well and you start pushing too much, that's when you make mistakes. If I can just give myself some looks and then take my chances at trying to make a couple. 2 times 2 for -1's 3. Works right on a 1 degree slope, I would say. 1 inch outside the right, falling in at 4 o'clock. That was a big old shove as well, but it just had the right pace to fall in at the death. So you're saying there's a chance. All right, little utility wood out there about 2:30 before the creek. That was exactly how I want to hit this thing. This tee shot and the tee shot in 6. I don't want to get discouraged by the couple of times I've hit behind it because that's completely just the way I'm swinging today. But I think this will become a really useful little club. Like, it's very difficult to get a utility wood or a hybrid or a fairwood to fly like an iron. That flew like an iron there. Came out really nice and flat. I'll tell you what, the chances weren't looking good there for a little while. That little ball falling left at the very last second has changed the whole landscape of this round. That was a great tee shot, so we'll probably have about 240 into the green. We've got a shot at it. 240 into the wind. It's almost where I wish it was 10 yards back and I could have hit the mini driver off the deck. All right, there's a bunker kind of in the right-hand side of the green. I've just got to take it at that and try and just rip a draw back into it. Get up. Okay, pin high left. I was so unlucky, Cody. It just started a hair too far left. The right shot, the wrong club. If I'd taken sand wedge, it would have just been a bit softer and it would have taken the break. Those days, man, it's just been a grind today, all day. 1.5 times 2's 3. -1's 2. Which tells me it's inside the hole. Pretty much a dead straight putt. Cody, disagree? Agree? A little right to left? Do you know what I was thinking playing this hole? I feel like my game has not been good at all today. We're through 17 holes level par, and this is from the further back tees. So really being at level par again after going back a little bit is actually not too bad, you know? If you feel like you're at 6,000 yards, or like we've said, we've probably played this, what do you think? Maybe 6,200 today? The whites have been back on a bunch of tees, and you're shooting about par. That's not that bad. That really is not that bad at all. If I knew I could 100% rely on it, I would hit exactly the same tee shot I hit off the last, because that wind's a little down off our right shoulder. The line is probably over, see the left edge of the bunker? It's probably over that with a draw. That would be, I mean, even if you're a bit left with that because of the forward tee, it's okay. Okay, good swing, come on. Cut. It hit the tree. I just don't know if it's taken a little or a lot off it. 108, I feel like we've had that number more than once today. On a good day, it's a perfect sand wedge. Today, it might be a little gap wedge. 100-yard shot. Oh, went a bit long. I thought that was so good. I actually thought that was right on the number. The thing is, that feels to me like probably like a 3/4 swing. It probably looks like a full swing. I've always kind of had that flaw where I swing it, I hit a little too long on wedges. Yeah, I've tried to land that at 100, and that's probably went 114. I missed my number by a lot there. 27 feet, left to right, 9 times 2. 18 minus 1, 17, 15 outside the left. I don't know what to say about that. I feel like I've shot 10 over. That's honestly how I feel right now. A real theme of all of these rounds, a good start, a bit dodgy in the middle, and it comes strong at the end. And I've got to figure that one out, because if I can cut out that middle kind of bit where it gets a little bit kind of weak and wonky, I think the last bit where I'm kind of making a few more birdies and certainly hit it a bit closer is my focus. I just get much more focused. You know, we're standing there on 14th going, okay, 2 par 5s in the last 5 holes. We're going to get at least, 3 birdies, to get this thing done. And we come awfully, awfully close. That was a great putt at 18, I mean, it really was. I hit that putt any other time. If I just hit it 4 inches firmer, it drops in the middle of the cup. But it was a good effort. Huge thanks to Brampton for having us out again today. We're kind of probably a bit of a pain being right on the grounds crew first thing this morning at 6:50, but it gives us the run of the course that we have no one in front of us, which when we're playing a 1 ball is amazing. So huge thanks to Boris and Adam and Marty and all the team for accommodating us this morning. It's always such a privilege to come out here. The only sad thing is I've never got the job done at my home club. So that's the goal. Next time, get back out here and let's get not just 1 under par, let's get 2 or 3, or even more under par next time. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below, what would you like to see us do more with the Breaking Par series, with the graduation series? Love to hear your thoughts. We will definitely take those on board as we move forward.